It is so frustrating that when reading English, we understand everything. But then, when trying to speak, suddenly all those beautiful words and phrases just vanish from my brain. So, here's the thing that most English learners get wrong. They think reading is just about understanding the words, individual words on the page. But actually, there are two completely different skills happening when read a book. First of all, you are learning language, how native speakers and writers actually put words together. And secondly, you're absorbing ideas and knowledge. I'm going to share in this video my three-step system that transformed the way I read English books and also other books. And by the end, you will know exactly which words to memorize, which sentences to study, and how to actually use what you read in real conversations. So step number one, compare your sentences and activate your vocabulary. All right, here's the foundation of everything. Every time you read a sentence that really captures an idea well, just pause, stop there, and ask yourself, if I needed to express this exact meaning, how would I say it? Because here's what most people don't realize. Learning a language is all about making connections between old information, which means what you already know, and new information. So when you ever come across a well-written sentence, try to express the same idea using your words first, then compare. Let me give you an example. Recently, I was reading and I came across this sentence. I felt purposeless, hopeless, and directionless. It wasn't until I was in my darkest hour that a glimmer of hope began to lead me to the light. It's a beautiful sentence, right? Now, if I had to express the idea myself, I would probably say, life is meaningless. I find it meaningless. But try to notice the difference. The book uses purposeless and directionless, which are way more specific, but meaningless is vague. It's like this big, broad umbrella term, but purposeless means lacking a specific goal or result. Directionless means you don't know which way to go. See the difference? English is very logic-oriented, specific language. And when you compare your sentence with the book sentence, you start to see exactly how native speakers structure their thoughts. So it means that the amount of the words that you know doesn't actually matter that much. The real issue in your reading or in your English using is whether you can activate those words when you need them and use exactly the word to describe nuanced feelings. You might recognize directionless when you are reading, but can you pull it out of your brain when you are actually speaking? Probably not, or it's so hard, right? And the reason is so simple. You've only seen it passively. So comparing your sentence structures with what you learn in that book helps you establish a kind of match. Next time you want to say meaningless again in your sentence, you will remember, oh, there is another more specific way to say it. Maybe I can say purposeless or directionless, right? Then your brain will start to automatically reach for it when you speak. And the second step is summarize each chapter out loud. I do it when I was reading. This is another practice that's made a huge difference for me. After you finish a chapter, just close the book and try to summarize what you just read. In English, out loud. I actually use this intelligent notebook from Hanvon, the N10 Pro 2nd generation. What I love about this is the open system. So there are massive resources, and also I can quickly transfer books directly from WeChat through Wi-Fi without any complicated steps. And also it has an ink screen that is really easy on the eyes during long reading sessions. But here's the game changer. It has a voice-to-text feature where you can speak and it transcribes everything into text and is super good for summary. And this isn't just useful for reading. I actually use this function for meeting notes too. You can record the whole discussion and then AI can help summarize the key points automatically and also separate different speakers. But even if you don't have this tech, you can just record yourself on your phone. The key is that you are forcing your brain to produce the language, not just consume it. And that's the difference between passive reading and active reading. Step number 3, split your notes. Let me explain this to you. When I'm reading, I actually use two different types of notes. Highlights for good ideas and concepts that I want to learn. Those are knowledge part. Underlines for interesting vocabulary and sentence structures. This is language part. This is important because you want to separate what you are learning about from what you are learning from. Sometimes I will split my screen and check the dictionary, but here's the thing. Don't look up every word. Just try to guess from the context first. And speaking of the Hanvon N10 Pro 2nd generation, one thing I really appreciate is how lightweight it is. And the stylus is super easy to store. The side rail is more secure and prevents loss, unlike iPad attachment, right? The writing experience is incredibly smooth too, so taking notes feels natural with pressure sensitivity, almost like writing on the real paper. And if you are someone who loves handwriting notes like me, you'll appreciate this. This device has OCR technology that recognizes your handwriting and converts it into digital text. So you can write naturally with the stylus and later export everything as typed text for easy organization. So for slang, cultural references, or native expressions that don't make sense even with a dictionary, that's when I use DeepSeek to do a deep thinking and get a real meaning. Alright, so you might be wondering now that, okay, I know all those steps and principles for reading, but what should I actually read in my life? Here's my recommendation. Start with self-help and non-fiction books. And right now I'm reading Don't Believe Everything You Think, The Great Mental Models, and How Economics Explains the World. And here's why these are perfect. 90% of the content is already familiar to you, those principles and ideas. You probably already know these principles in your own language, so you're just learning how to express them in English. No cultural background needed, most time. Unlike novels or literature, you don't need to understand obscure cultural references to get the main point, right? Practical, usable language. If you want to improve your speaking, especially for presentations and debates or professional discussions, this is the language you actually need. You can read this on an e-reader, on your phone, or even get physical books. Honestly, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you make it a habit. I'm Lindsay, and if you like this video, give a like and subscribe to my channel. See you next time!